Gentlemen, welcome to Fate Club. First rule of Fate Club is you do not talk about Fate Club. Second rule of Fate Club is you do not talk about Fate Club. Third rule of Fate Club is you have to buff every intuition out of existence. Hello everyone, and like a recurring sniffle in the middle of winter, I am back with an all-new episode of Scrapheap to Stardom. It really has been quite a long time since the last one of these. Today we're looking at the entry from the Berserker class, who is none other than Beowulf. Beowulf is the protagonist of the oldest known poem in the English language. In tribute to this, Fate Grand Order gave him a skill set that was equally antiquated. And yes, whilst I would like to claim this footage was taken from the early days of the game, providing a rare look back to another era of FGO, no, these are the actual current animations for Beowulf, a 4-star servant in 2023. Beowulf's Kit started with his primary, and debatably only, weapon, his Buster Noble Phantasm, Grendel Buster. Upon his release, this Noble Phantasm really was not bad at all, especially by the standards of the time. Applying Sure Hit, Tyler here proceeds to pulverize his opponent, launching a fast display of fisticuffs upon his tragically forlorn opponent. Whilst such a Noble Phantasm is ideal for a single target Berserker, especially as it is easily grouped into a Buster Brave chain thanks to his triple Buster deck, what is perhaps slightly less ideal is its overcharge effect. For those able to survive his onslaught, their critical rate is reduced for 3 turns, scaling with overcharge, truly the shrug emoji of overcharge effects, especially for a Berserker like him. And that was about it. For several years, anyway. Beowulf's skills ranged the scales, only rarely reaching the dizzying heights of mediocrity. His first skill, Berserk, is easily the best of the bunch, much the same way Benkei's greatest asset is his riveting personality. It increases his attack and NP strength by up to 30% and 20% respectively, but only for 1 turn. The values wouldn't be terrible on their own, they only last for a single turn. Worse still, that was it. His passive deck offered only Madness Enhancement rank E-. Truly paying the price for sanity there. And the rest of his active kit was far from pretty. But I suppose at least we knew what he was, a boss-killing Berserker who does his damage in a very short amount of time. Let's see if the rest of his kit lives up to this. His second skill was Intuition. Yes, that Intuition. Having it at rank B, this dropped up to 14 stars. Just the once, that was it. Stars that, as a Berserker with extremely low star weight, Beowulf himself was rarely able to attract and actually use. By a few years into the game, it was the type of skill that seemed more of a practical joke than an actual tool of combat. And then, the final skill for this boss-killing Berserker who seeks to maximize damage over 1 turn is a 4-turn Guts. Because of course it is. Suffice to say, this did not bring the additional firepower Beowulf sorely needed. As likeable as Beowulf is, this left him in quite the predicament. To put it bluntly, he just wasn't very good. And just like his poem, he felt very old. But things would not stay that way. They would change. Eventually. Upon his release, there was an almost immediate way to upgrade Beowulf. This was through his Interlude, which upgraded his Noble Phantasm, increasing its damage. This is a really nice increase in his overall firepower, but at the same time, this was the one part of his kit that actually didn't need upgrading. At least, not urgently. For in fact, Masters on the worldwide server would have to wait over 2 years for that next integral buff, and believe me, we felt it. But finally, in February 2021, the game's 10th rank-up campaign ended the curse of Intuition, replacing it with Invigorated Hero rank A+, and invigorating it indeed was. The maximum number of stars increased from 14 to 15. Don't worry, it gets better. And not only was he given a massive star gather rate buff, but also a one-turn critical damage boost of up to 50%. At last, Beowulf's offense consisted of more than just a series of punches. He was now a diversified hitter. But that wasn't all. For upon Christmas 2022, Santa brought with him an all-new Christmas buff. Gone was the moribund battle continuation, replaced by Perseverance of Old Age Rank A. And believe me, we're all feeling very old after waiting for this buff. Alongside the Guts, he received an all-new critical damage buff of up to 50% for 3 turns. It really is a shame that Star Gather Rate buff of the previous skill lasts for only 1. Not only that, he also gains a couple of interesting niches, which as a Berserker, he is in a very good position to take advantage of. He additionally receives up to a 50% damage bonus against both dragons and giants, giving him a solid niche against 2 of the most recurring enemies the game has to offer. Nothing standout perhaps, but a very nice addition alongside his critical damage and Noble Phantasm. Beowulf is an intriguing character, if in part because he's a rather good reflection of Fate's Grand Order, the game itself. He started out rather bland, with simplistic skills that lacked synergy, but over time, he found his own identity, carving out his very own niche. He has grown into a very solid servant. Now, is he perfect? Absolutely not. Paling perhaps in comparison to the likes of Heracles or Atalante Alton. But far from his previous place on the scrap heap, he has truly entered some sort of stardom.